This thing live, testy, testy, 1, 2. We on, Nicholas? Did you hit the button?
I did hit the button. It would be. I feel really bad. I'm cutting that part out. No, I
No,
can't. What am I
no,
doing? No, I can't.
no, I can't.
No,
I
I'm
can't.
doing it.
You're just trying to cause another meltdown. Ain't gonna happen, my
Oh,
friend.
challenge accepted.
Ain't gonna happen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, TLDR Studios proudly presents to you the greatest, and I mean the greatest podcasting team in the world. He is the comic book writer, Nick Friar. I am your friendly neighborhood backcracker, Dr. Joe. Together we are the TLDR Comic Book Club, baby. Know what I did there, Nicholas?
Oh, you just went right after it.
Yeah, exactly. Much to my wife's chagrin.
Oh,
Just getting after it. No futzing about. Just
wow. Okay,
get
there
in,
we
get
go.
out.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, that's interesting that he didn't. He decided like, just to keep up with the theme, no foreplay. But then I was like, it's probably gonna come around on the back end, which maybe doesn't usually happen. But
Euphemism. Oh, phrasing. Love that, Nicholas. Well done. Well done. I don't even think you realized what you did, but it was great.
the thing is, Joe, I'm always aware of what I do. I just like to play it off like I'm not.
You sure about that?
I'm very sure because you're talking about you getting uncomfortable. I don't. There's nothing. There's nothing better than than you say phrasing, thinking like, what are you saying? And it's like, nope, nope. I hang out with
Oh.
Emerson Latzia too much. That's the problem.
Oh, well, he is. I mean, he is not bashful.
No,
He is unashamed.
no.
He had a post. Emerson. That's what I said to myself, because I do that from time to time. Talk to myself.
Yeah. Yes. Well, he's for those at home wondering who the hell are we talking about. One of my coworkers at DraftKings is a madman. And he would admit that as well. All right, we got December the final solicit of 2025. Interesting too, because you and I were talking about this beforehand. Probably, I mean, this makes sense too. I feel like this was the case last year and probably in years prior. Not a whole lot in the way of first issues for this month. I would say this week's probably the strongest in terms of first issues. And just in general, it feels like as much as we have 5 weeks to go through, it's a lighter month, which does make sense with the holidays, especially with New Comic Book Day for week 4 being the Christmas Eve, and then New Comic Book Day for week 5 being New Year's Eve, which isn't an adult holiday. Like adults don't give a shit about that, but still, it's like a day to kind of plan around in some capacity.
Yeah, I feel like where we are in December now. It's like everyone's checked out. It's like, okay, let's just get through December, and then we'll kick things off. And I don't blame I don't blame him one bit. But yeah, it is tricky when Christmas Christmas Eve falls on New Comic Book Days, same as New Year's Eve. I know we don't live for it, Nicholas, but some people do. I'll tell you what, and I learned this from my good pal, our good pal, Christopher Scheim, is that so ordering Chinese food on New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve, I should say, it's not new. It's a tradition unlike any other.
Mm-hmm.
But the play, Nicholas, is the bamboo, in Dedham. I'll call first thing, right? Bang, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And I place my order, for pickup. And I'll say like 4 o'clock.
9 o'clock in the morning for 4 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Place the order, so it's in, ready to go, right? And so they're a well-oiled machine, right? And but the trick that I learned from Christopher is you tell your old lady, you tell your family, oh, pickups at 3. So you get there knowing full well you've got an hour to, dilly-dally. Have a Mai Tai. Watch whatever game's on TV. Just relax. And then you grab your food and bang, you're home and you're good, right? Wonderful trick. Great. I highly recommend that for anyone out there listening. Order your Chinese food, get there an hour early. Say, oh, I placed the order for 3. It took an hour. They're busy. They're swamped. It's believable, Nicholas. That's why it works.
No, it's definitely it's very believable, 100%. I've never heard that trick. I also I've done Chinese food probably twice, but I've always been able to just get it super fast. Maybe it's just where I've been. That's
Oh,
interesting
well,
that
when you
that
live
you
in the
read it all
middle of
along with.
nowhere, well,
I lived in Nashua when I did it before, and I lived in, like, I was in I think the other time I did it was in New Bedford, so it's not like both, like, cities.
yeah, really though, just New Hampshire though. So I mean,
New
eh,
Bedford's not in New Hampshire, and it's definitely a city.
yeah, maybe. No, but no, it gets swamped,
Mhm,
And they got, like I said, it's a well-oiled machine, Nicholas.
mhm.
What is your order for New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
I mean, I get pretty. I rotate between two orders for Chinese food. I either do pork fried rice with boneless spare ribs, or like on like a side order of boneless spare ribs, or I will get General Gao's chicken, General Tso's chicken, however
Mm.
you pronounce it. Those are my two orders that I tend to rotate between. But if I'm ever with my parents, the place we order from, I get a poo poo platter.
Oh,
Um,
poo poo for two and eat it by
yep,
yourself.
bingo.
Yeah,
What about you?
I'll order about $80 worth of Chinese food, and I eat about 60 of it.
60.
Megan will get
Okay.
a sushi roll or two.
Awesome.
Violet will get her chicken dumplings. No, it's typically
I've had
it's either
Chinese food with you too. I definitely
yeah.
order the pork fried rice every time I get it with you, actually.
Yeah, it's generally an order of pork fried rice and either General Gao's chicken or orange chicken. And then a side of boneless spare ribs. We get the beef teriyaki. We get the crab rangoons.
Definitely had those. Do we
Um,
get bamboo
and
when we eat at your house? 'Cause I've only had it
oh,
at your house.
100%,
Okay,
100%. Yeah,
okay.
bamboo is the way to go.
That's good. Yeah, it definitely
Anyways,
is. Yeah.
anyways, Nicholas, that's a
Yes.
month away. That's a
Yes, it
month
is.
away.
Yes, but to the point of what you were talking about, where it's like everybody's kind of just like it's December and they kind of take their foot off the gas. I think we have 1 week where DC's not putting out a single book, and obviously they've been going crazy this year. And I know that Mad Cave takes some time off at some point during the holiday season too. Like the whole company just like takes like a I don't know if it's a week and a half off or a couple weeks, but it's somewhere in that range. I remember learning that not too long ago. So
They should all take a couple of weeks off. But real quick, Cantonese duck. I've never had Cantonese duck. I might put that on my order this year, Lord Gaza. Um, if they have it, I'm gonna order it, and then I
okay.
will I will report back. Hey, DB, my guy,
Interesting,
how's it going, brother?
interesting. Yes, DB's in the chat too, which we better hope Joe Mulvey doesn't show up. We're gonna have a subset. I actually Mulvey usually watches on Instagram, so I
Mulvey's
can't.
gonna
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
not
shut
here
mouth.
yet.
I'm gonna
Okay.
shut my mouth. I don't
Anyways,
want to jinx anything.
okay, but yeah, Cantonese duck. That's interesting. I've never gotten duck from a Chinese restaurant. I've only had duck probably twice in my life.
Was it duck à l'orange? Duck
Nope.
à
One
l'orange?
time was on my honeymoon, and then
Yeah.
I cannot remember. I'm pretty sure I had it a second time. I couldn't tell you where though, but the first time I was like, That's my favorite thing I've ever eaten in my life. Like, period. It was the greatest thing I've ever eaten. No question.
Mulvey, Mulvey, Mulvey. Uh, I last time I had duck, it was with a cherry compote, and it was absolutely tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Yeah,
Oh man,
let's go. Let's go.
I'm enjoying the chat tonight after a strong start too. All right, so we got books to break down for this week. Plenty of stuff to get to. One from Marvel that I'm particularly excited about. Nothing in the way of catching up for either of us. So Joe, why don't you kick us off?
From Marvel Comics for New Comic Book Day, December 3rd, 2025, we have Ultimate X-Men issue 22, Fantastic Four issue 6, Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 41, Spider-Man Noir issue 3, Amazing X-Men issue 3, Orkney Sabretooth issue 3, Legacy of Vader issue 11, Binary issue 3, Venom issue 252, Spider-Girl issue 7, Spider-Man Homeroom Heroes issue 4, X-Men Age of Revelation Infinity Comic issue 5. And then we have a slew of number ones, Sir Nicholas. We have Ultimate Universe 2 years in issue 1, written by Alex Packnadell and Dennis Camp, with a whole slew of artists. If you recall from our solicit this time last year, it was Ultimate Universe 1 year in. So this is sort of they're hitting the home stretch here in the Ultimate Universe. We have Doctor Strange issue 1, written by Derek Landry with art by Ivan Fiorelli. We have Wiccan Witches Road issue 1, written by Wyatt Kennedy with art by Andy Pereira. We have Hulk Smash Everything issue 1, written by Ryan North, with art by Vincenzo Carradu. And then we have a number one, Nicholas, that we have been waiting for. We have been looking forward to
Number
because
3.
what?
It's an issue 3.
Well, yeah. Sorry, it's an issue 3, but it's a number one in our hearts because
True.
you know
Very true.
because we're getting some first time writers here.
Mhm.
One of which that we're very proud of, very happy for. And this is coming from Marvel Black, White, and Guts issue 3. And we don't typically, I don't typically read these black, white, and red books or anything like that. But this one in particular, we did because it features a story by Gary Maloney,
Yes, it
dear friend of
does.
the show, Gary Maloney, Sir Nicholas's 2024 breakout creator of the year, Gary Maloney.
Damn straight.
And the story that he wrote was Hit Monkey, with art by Baldemar Ravas. And I got to tell you, Nicholas, like, Hit Monkey is not a character that I know one iota about. But I love that Gary wrote this story with this character because it was awesome. It had sort of this I don't know. It sort of had like this Kill Bill vibe to it, for
Mhm.
me. And Rivas's art was absolutely outstanding. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it because I want people to grab this uh this book and really I want everyone to read them all, but really read Gary's story. Uh because as I'm reading it, I'm fully engaged and I'm just sucked in, panel to panel to panel. Now, Gary's done some work on Kickstarter with his anthology series.
Mhm.
And so I feel like, I mean, he did When the Blood Has Dried, which was an excellent series. So we all know he's capable of doing long form, standalone issues. But I think he's really good too. Like because he does this anthology series, at telling a real nice tight story in about 4 or 5, 6 pages, however long they are. And he nailed it, absolutely nailed it. And like I said, this is a character that I know nothing about. But like I'm sucked in every single panel, and that's because of Gary's writing, and that's because of Valdemar's art. Um, I think it worked really well that it was in black and white. And there was just something very engaging about it, and it's a kick-ass story. And I think everyone should read it. I also want to point out too the third story in this run by Philip Kennedy Johnson, with art by Christian Rosado, and that is a very violent, badass, Punisher story. And it's important to note here that Philip Kennedy Johnson just signed an exclusive deal with Marvel,
Yes. That was,
right?
yeah,
So
massive deal.
so big time stuff there. But Hit Monkey from Black, White, and Guts issue 3. Please, please, please go check it out. Because the more people that buy it, read it, and love it, and give great feedback will hopefully lead to Gary getting some opportunities, at Marvel or other publishers. Because Gary's work needs to be out there. It's
Yeah.
fantastic stuff.
I'd be stunned if he doesn't just get more opportunities from this alone, from other like reactions from people like us who are reviewing it and what have you, because the action is going to be what jumps out at you and sticks with you, but that's also because the story is just so smooth and it really pairs nicely with Rivas's art style, where it's just everything with Hitmonkey is there's a violence to it, obviously, and there's like this
Oh,
there's some graphic moments, but there's also a smoothness to the character as well. And I think that there's between Rivas and Gary, like there's great use of Hitmonkey's capabilities and just what the character brings to the table. And then the ending, like I get to that last page, and I was just like, oh shit, like well, all right. Like I was enjoying the ride, I was enjoying the action, and then I get to the ending and I was like, well done, Gary. Like that was I didn't see that coming at all because you get so caught up in the action.
there's 2-3 panels there of it's one little action sequence that was just so good.
Yeah, there's one image in particular that like
Yep.
very much has stuck with me, so, like ever since I read that. So really enjoyed it. So Marvel Black, White, and Guts issue 3. You got 3 stories that are in there. I think the first one's Blade and it's co-written by Taboo. And then Philip Kennedy Johnson's got a Punisher story in there, and then sandwiched in between is Gary and Rivas's Hitmonkey. Moving over to DC this week. We got Batman issue 4, Absolute Green Lantern issue 9, Batgirl issue 14, Poison Ivy issue 39, Birds of Prey issue 28, Justice Society of America issue 14, Adventures of Superman, the Book of L, issue 4, Gotham Academy first year, issue 3, Cheetah and Cheshire rob the, sorry, I do this every time, Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League, issue 5. And then we have the first of a series of like one-on-one fights in the DC KO universe. This one is Superman versus Captain Atom, which is written by Joshua Williamson with art by Sean Isaac. Oh, we've run into this name before. Isaacsy, maybe. I think it's Isaacsy. Sorry, Sean. But he is the illustrator on this. But actually, I want to talk about a different Joshua Williamson book from DC this week, and this one is written by or drawn by Dan Mora, and that is DC KO Night Fight issue 2. So in that first issue, you get Nightwing as Batman, along with Bruce Wayne as Batman in this like alternate reality. And it's basically like, and I am spoiling things in some capacity, but we're moved on to issue 2. It's basically like a follow-up for what happened with Batman following the events of DCKO issue 1, because a lot of shit happened. Like some significant shit happened to him. In order to read this issue, I think you need to have an idea of, you have to have read DCKO Night Fight issue 1, which makes sense. But you also need to know at least what happened with Batman in the first issue of DCKO. You need to know those things going in. And if you are a Red Hood fan, you make sure you know those things, because you are going to want to read this. It's right on the cover. It's under the Red Hood. We're getting Jason Todd getting that same kind of treatment as we saw with Nightwing in the first issue of this Night Fight like spinoff within the DCKO series. And I was so happy, so satisfied, because obviously, like, there's a lot of there's weird stuff that's gone on with Red Hood not too long ago, and it's a character who, in general, I feel just like we haven't gotten enough of. He's a character who I think deserves his own title, and just for a few years now hasn't really been utilized in the way that I think is necessarily best for him, for readers and what have you. This is a great spin on the Red Hood character and playing off of what kind of was started in the first issue of DCKO Night Fight. And honestly, it made me think Joshua Williamson could write a pretty good Red Hood story. I have a lot of confidence. Like, obviously, Joshua Williamson's done some great stuff with other Robins previously, as Joe's talked about a ton. But I was just like, damn, man, like, let's see what he can do with Jason Todd, because he's got the edge that fans expect, and then you have the look that plays in with everything that's kind of going on, and it's top notch. The action sequences are great, of course. Like Dan Mora is illustrating, you know what you're going to get. It's a great Dan Mora issue, but just everything about this, I was just like, Red Hood fans need to check this out. We'll probably see more of Red Hood in the next issue as well. But it's like, if you're like, I'm not going to check out, this DCKO or DCKO Night Fight, but you're a Red Hood fan, I would find a way to, get a look at those two, or find out what the hell's going on, so that you can read this and appreciate what happened, because I loved what was done with Jason Todd in this issue.
Nice. Yeah, you're putting a ton on Williamson's plate, because he's doing Iron Man now too.
That's right. Yeah. He's got a lot going on. He's
Iron Man, G.I. Joe, Superman, right? The KO stuff, right? He's a busy fella. Busy fella, but that does sound awesome.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, you know what? He's like, I forgot he was doing Iron Man, because neither of us reads Iron Man. Damn. Yeah, he's a busy man. Good for him.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. From Image and Skybound, we have G.I. Joe issue 15. Now we're in the middle of the Dreadlock war, which is fucking awesome. We have Rook Exodus issue 9, The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 126, Black Ritual, the book of Stevie Nicks, issue 7. The Voice Said Kill, issue 4, the finale to Cy Spurrier's story here. Excellent ending there. And then we have a slew of number ones. We have Dread the Halls 2025, written by Chris Ryan, Jordan Hart, and a whole slew of various artists. We have Startling Tales of Santa Claus, issue 20. Strike that, reverse it. Startling Tales of Santa Claus 2025 annual, written by Benito Serrano, and again, various artists. We have Giant Size Criminal issue 1. This is obviously Brubaker and Phillips. I read this. This was excellent. This is a one-off. And it's an oversized annual leading to the upcoming TV series revolving around Ricky Lawless, who it says is going to be a major player in the show. So if you've read Criminal, you're familiar with with the lawlesses. And I gotta tell you, this was just jam packed full of debauchery and violence and all things that make the criminal universe so good. So I highly recommend checking that out, and I'm probably going to go back and reread Criminal with the show coming up soon. But then the other number one that you want to talk about this week, Nicholas, is Inferno Go Red, Book 2, Issue 1, written by Matt Groom, with art by Erica D'Urso.
What a great return to this series. Like, it's been a little bit since we saw Inferno Girl Red, and we really enjoyed that first volume, and now we get the start of the second one, and these issues are a little bit larger than the normal ones you see over at Image or pretty much anywhere else. So you're getting, you're not getting a shortage of anything when it comes to Inferno Girl Red after missing her for a long time. The right amount of reset from a story standpoint, but then we're also moving things forward. So I appreciate that, because obviously for us also it's been a little bit of time as well. But we also get a ton of cool Inferno Girl Red action, and that's the thing with all of these Masterverse titles. It's just the art is just top notch. The character designs are all so damn cool, and the action that we get just always leaves you wanting more. And very much so with Inferno Girl Red, because just there's a level to where I feel like with Radiant Black, it's a little bit more sleek. With Rogue Sun, things are a little bit more explosive. But with this, it's like there's like so much flash to everything that Erica D'Urso does with Inferno Girl Red. On top of all that, I think I'm bearing the lead here. The thing that I'm most excited about is the villains that emerged
Mm.
from this issue. I am very excited to see what they are going to bring to the table after the events of this first issue. Very, very promising start on that front, and all around a promising return to this title.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. I thought Erica's art was outstanding. That was one of my big takeaways. Is I said several times, "Damn, this is excellent."
Mhm. Yep.
And and I, like you said, it's been a while since I've looked at Inferno Go Red, but I thought it was kicked up a notch. It was excellent stuff.
Yeah, it definitely was kick up notches. That's a very fair point. From Boom, we got Something is Killing the Children, issue 45. And then we got Briar, Night's Terror, issue 1 by Christopher Cantwell and Alex Lins. What do we got from Dark Horse?
We got a bunch from Dark Horse. We have Nemesis Forever, issue 4, Orphan and the Five Beasts, Bath of Blood, issue 3, Resident Alien, The Book of Changes, issue 4, Avatar, The Gap Year, Tripping Point, issue 2. I feel like you could just maybe title it Avatar Tripping Point. I don't know. That's just me. But the book that we have both been waiting for, Nicholas, and I feel like there was a month in between issues here, but it's here nonetheless, and that is Kill All Immortals 2, issue 2, written by Zach Kaplan, with art by Fico Asio. And man, I just love everything about this book, not just this issue, but just this book in general, this property. The team of Zach and Fico, they're just perfect. The aesthetic, the look, the vibe, everything about it is just so good. And the way that the first volume ended, right, was absolutely cataclysmic. And you're thinking, okay, where is Zach going to take the story from here? And now we have um the character's last name's the
Asvalds.
Asvalds. I was gonna say the Asgards. Wrong property. The Asvalds, they're, even though they may be mortal, they're still about kicking ass.
Yeah.
And this issue was just like it's, game it's a big old chess game. And where things are going, and the violence, and just where Zach is taking this is just, this is so good. This is an all-time property for me. Um, and it's not just the storytelling; it's just the overall aesthetic of it. The characters are fucking awesome,
Hmm.
right? And just everything we get in this issue, I'm loving the second volume so far. So make sure you go check that out, because this is a book really that you want to have in your collection. It's absolutely tremendous.
if I'm Frey, I am pissed. This issue did not go her way whatsoever. We're not going to get into details, but I'd
Yeah.
be so mad.
On a
That
bunch of fronts. On a
Yep.
bunch of fronts, you got screwed.
Mhm. That's for sure. That said, very, very much intrigued. Couple of
Yeah.
interesting turns in this issue, especially the one that we get at the very, very end
Mm,
was very surprising. But yeah,
yeah.
a very strong issue. Like very, like you said, it's been a little bit since we got it, but very much worth the wait. Always the case with Kill All Immortals. Moving on to I lost my place here.
Matt
Mad Cave.
Cave.
As always, we have multiple Mad Cave issues that we want to discuss. We got the Phantom issue 3, Eat Your Young issue 4 or 5. It was issue 4. Okay. Either way, like that was just another high paced, fast moving series. Like this series has just been nonstop action. Then we got and actually, what am I saying? Eat Your Young. This was actually this was the craziest issue yet. There was some stuff that at the end of the end of the third issue where it was like, okay, this is going to get kicked up a notch, and it did not disappoint. I
Well,
was
I gotta
definitely
get
like,
caught up.
I
Yeah.
when you get to issue 4, you're going to be like, you're going to read issue 3 and it's like, oh, it's about to go down, and then it's like it went down and more so in issue 4. It was fucking crazy. Then we got Warwolf issue 2. We got issue 1 that is Cyberarchy issue 1 written by Matt Hardy with art by Clark Blint. I read it and had a fun time. Definitely a little more comedic. I'm curious what the next. I don't know if this is a one shot or what exactly. If there's going to be more, it seems like there's something else going on with Matt Hardy and Clark Blint. I just don't know what that second issue is. And I can't say more as to why. Otherwise, I'm spoiling things. But there are 2 other books that we wanted to discuss. A couple of issue 5s, 2 books that we're both reading. Where would you like to start?
Why don't you go first? Because I just spoke. People are probably
Okay,
tired of my
cool.
voice.
Okay. So we have Wild Animals issue 5, written by Ed Brisson with art by Andy Kuhn. The final issue of this series. Were you a fan, Joe? I think you were. Based on your reaction.
So I was having a debate for a floppy. It was between 2 titles, and this just further cemented what I knew to be.
Hmm.
I mean, I thought issue 4, like the way issue 4 ended, flipping everything up on its head, and you're just going, "Holy shit!" And then it really ratchets it up even more, in this issue. This was a wildly emotional issue. Like I felt it. I
Hmm.
felt every single emotional beat that Ed Brisson was trying to convey in this issue. It was excellent, Nicholas. It was absolutely tremendous.
That's a really good point. Like I actually wanted to hit on the emotion with this because you get this big reveal. We know there's been something weird. There's been a lot weird going on in this series, and that's part of why it's been so damn good. The action and everything else has been great, but there's been this the seed of doubt from pretty much issue 2. Like issue 1 set the stage, it was great and everything, but then we get to issue 2 and then like the seed of doubt really starts to set in and then it just continues to fester and grow. And then by the time we get to the finale, it's like we get this crazy reveal and man, it friggin' hits. And it seriously,
Mhm.
it's because of the emotion. That the emotion in this series has been at an 11 out of 10 since the first issue, and it doesn't stop until the very end. It really was a roller coaster ride, and I think this is one of those titles where it like this needs to get adapted into something. It really
Mhm.
does. It's really freaking good. It makes most sense as a movie. I know like there could be other wild animal stuff that Ed Brisson does. I don't know if it would be. I'm not gonna go further than that. But I know like Ed expressed something to us in that regard. But like I would like to see more based on what we got in this series, 100%. And I'd like to see it get adapted. Like more people need to check this title out if they aren't already.
100%. I mean, it was excellent. It really did have everything. Um,
Hmm.
and then the
Stellar again.
next book, yeah, yeah, right. I mean, it was just so flipping good. But to sort of change directions, right? A book that couldn't be more opposite tonally, but really, really excellent. is Speed Racer issue 5, written by David Pepose with art by David Tinto. And this first arc was awesome. This, I say this every time I talk about, like this book or Flash Gordon, right? It's like when you have a great writer attached to sort of a nostalgic property that may have been before your time and actually makes you give a shit, right? That really says something, right? And like I always thought Speed Racer was lame as shit, right? It's just like, oh, you'd laugh at it because like the dubbing from the cartoon was hilarious. It was just kind of a jokey thing for me, but um, Mad Cave, you send me free stuff, I'm gonna read it. But seriously, they were putting a lot behind this, and when you see a writer like David Pepos attached to it, you're gonna give it a chance, and I'm glad that I did because it's been excellent, right? You talk about emotion. There's been wildly emotional beats in this series, right? You've got great character development. You've got just your classic good guy versus bad guy, and it's a great underdog story. And it's just like I said, this year it's been a year where I can't remember having so much fun reading comics, and I think part of that is because I've
Mhm.
been reading some of these nostalgia books that are just sort of taking me back to a different place in time. Whether it's Speed Racer, whether it's Thundercats, whether it's Flash Gordon, whether it's Turek, you know what I mean. And but this issue in particular, like it was action packed. It was pun intended high octane, but you did have these really strong emotional beats that came in at the end and sort of setting up where it's going to go next. So, um, Speed Racer is awesome. If you're like me and you thought Speed Racer was lame, and then maybe this is a book you might have just passed on because you see it up on the shelf on the rack, you're like, a Speed Racer. Go back. See if you can get past copies. If not, wait for the trade to come out. Read it. I guarantee it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, to that end, like I was when I saw this got announced and I saw Peppo was attached to it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be really good. So like my expectation, I had expectations coming into this one. I'm always one who tries to like kind of just manage those and whatever, just because like just let it be what it's gonna be and enjoy it. But I'm not this like speed racer diehard. I did like the cartoon a little bit when I saw it as a kid, but that was it. But when I saw Peppo's Speed Racer, okay, this is gonna be good. And these two have delivered at every single turn, pun intended. And I think too, like this issue in particular, some of the best action sequences that we got so far this series. There was
Mm,
the motion that Tinto has created and how Pepos has utilized that too in his writing has been fascinating. It's we talk about motion in comics and how interesting it is, like how different artists are able to create that. Diodato, we've talked about a lot in the past, where he does that and he makes everything feel like a movie, and things like his
mm.
paneling can really make it feel cinematic. Just his paneling alone, and obviously his art style feeds into that as well. But with Tinto, there's nothing that moves at the pace as what Tinto has done in Speed Racer. It really is remarkable. And also my favorite use of Racer X by them
Oh, yes.
in this
Mhm.
series. Really been enjoying Mark Russell's series. I enjoyed Mark London's what the hell was it in the I think they're doing like anthology stuff. Like Pebbles had a not
Oh, yeah,
Speed
yeah,
Racer,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a little brother, but like I enjoyed that stuff. But in the Speed Racer title so far, this was my favorite use of Racer X by this creative team. But yeah, like you said, like if you've been sleeping on a Speed Racer, this is one that's just like if you want a comic that is a lot of fun, you need to be reading Speed Racer 100%. It's very simple.
100%. 100%. All right, Nicholas, why don't you take us home?
All right. So from Oni, we got Adventure Time issue 8, Cruel Universe issue 5, Rick and Morty The End issue 1, by Daniel Kibblesmith with art by Jarrett Williams. Then we have Adventure Time The Bubbling College Special issue 1 by Caroline Cash.
So
From
take that with a grain of salt real quick because I noticed in 1 year weeks, we're gonna
Yes,
see that title again.
I was actually well actually wait a minute, what am I saying? That was I think we got that this week. I think we got that because I got they sent out their review copies
Oh, yeah,
super
yeah,
early.
yeah, yeah.
So that one's probably correct. Anyways, moving on. From IDW, we got Godzilla issue 5 and Star Trek Red Shirts issue 5. From Vault, we have Barbaric The Long Death, issue 1, of course, by Michael Morisi and Nathan Gooden. I'm very excited to check this one out. I just love everything barbaric, and it's been a bit since we got that from Vault. From Titan, we got Heatseeker Exposed, issue 4, Little Nightmares, Descent to Nowhere, issue 3, Doctor Who, The Prison Paradox, issue 2, Rebel Moon, Nemesis, issue 4. I can't believe that's still going on. And then Dark Souls, Mother of Mourning, issue 1 by George Mann and Mann House. Quite the team.
Wild creative
Wow.
team.
Mann and then Maan. I'm sure there's nobody that mixes that up. And then from Ignition, who we want to try and make a point of highlighting a little bit more. We know some of the creators that are doing work over there. We've both picked up some of their stuff. We don't get review copies, so we can't do it on a monthly or on a week-to-week basis where we review their stuff. Although Ignition, if you guys check your inbox, let us know. We'd love to talk about your books. Murder Podcast, issue 3. I did read the first issue of this. I got to get the second issue of it, but I really did enjoy that first issue. And then from Dynamite, we got Thundercats Lost, issue 9, Vampirella, issue 7, The Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt, issue 4, DuckTales, issue 9, Stitch, issue 4, Harley Quinn, Elvira, issue 2, Space Ghost, issue 5, Supernatural, issue 2, and then we got the Terminator, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which is by Paulina
Ganesha?
Nice. Wow. I think you're right. And Kendall Good. And then The Lion King, issue 1 by Edwin Gallman and Nate Cosby, which brings us to the second week of this solicit, Joe. What do we got from Marvel for the week of the 10th?
All right. So from Marvel Comics, we have Ultimate Spider-Man issue 23, Ultimate Wolverine issue 12, The Amazing Spider-Man issue 17, Ultimate Black Panther, the Michael Jordan issue 23, Spider-Man and Wolverine issue 8, The Infernal Hulk issue 2, The New Avengers issue 7, Unbreakable X-Men issue 3, Marvel Knights, The Punisher issue 3, Sinister 6 issue 3, All New Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider issue 5, Iron and Frost issue 3, Nova Centurion issue 2, Long Shots issue 3, Spirits of Violence issue 3, Han Solo Hunt for the Falcon issue 4, and then we have The End 2099 issue 1, written by Steve Orlando with art by Ibram Robertson. Just real quick, one future ends, another begins. 30.99. Okay. What do we have from DC Comics?
The one thing I want to know, the Nova Centurion thing, that was something I was excited to read. I did, and it slipped past me when the first issue actually dropped. For our purposes here. I did enjoy that first issue. Jed McKay is writing that series, so I will absolutely be checking out the second issue. From DC, we got Absolute Batman issue 15, which I believe is the one that we've been seeing that crazy ass Joker cover for.
Yeah.
So very excited for that one. Action Comics issue 1093, Batman and Robin issue 28, Aquaman issue 12, Supergirl issue 8, Green Lantern Corps issue 11, Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice issue 6, Court, Children of the Round Table issue 4, and then as I mentioned before, we have another DC KO fight. This is Wonder Woman versus Lobo, which is written by Joel Jones with art by Jason Howard and Carrie Nord.
I'll tell you what, I put a puncher's chance on Rebecca Lobo there. WNBA reference.
Wow.
Lobo,
Didn't have that.
Rebecca Lobo.
You had that on your bingo card. You just snuck that in. I don't even. Oh, okay. That's Rebecca Lobo. Okay, got it.
Yeah. There you go. Old school, like one of the OG WNBA players, I believe.
Look at you.
Anyways, from Image and Skybound, we have Transformers issue 27, Geiger issue 19, Assorted Crisis Events issue 7, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero issue 323, I Hate Fairyland issue 46, Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn issue 11, Witchblade issue 17, Blood and Thunder issue 8, Free Planet issue 7, Death to Pachuco issue 3, and then a number 1, Nicholas, that we're both looking forward to. You highlighted this real quick. and that is The Darkness, issue 1, written by Mark Silvestri, with Ed Benes on pencils, Sal Regalia and Matt Benning, and John Livesey on inks.
Yeah, very excited for the return of the darkness. I feel like we've been waiting for this for a little bit now because
Mm,
there have been talks about it earlier. Like, I don't know, I feel like it was in 2023 when we first heard
mm.
rumblings of this is going to be coming back. Maybe it was a little sooner than that, even, but very excited to see Jackie Estacado, who I have talked about on the show at length. I don't know what episode of TLDR in our main line that was, but you can definitely find if you search The Darkness on whatever app you're listening to and type in TLDR. But this is, from what I understand, this is kind of like it's a reboot, but it's also still respecting the original run. So there's going to be stuff where it's like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with this. If you read it yesterday, like the original stuff recently, but it's also going to be like changing stuff for the times and everything like that. So I'm very excited to see what we're going to get from Jackie Estacado. This is a character who I think is just extremely cool. And for if you haven't read The Darkness in the past in any capacity, I would say if you also kind of like Spawn or Witchblade, obviously Mark Silvestri co-created Witchblade as well, or I don't know if it was solo creation, but like if you like either of those two things, The Darkness is something that's going to be scratching a similar itch as well. But also like this is there's a lot of characters who are like anti-heroes where it's like they're good, but they're like yeah, they do stuff that's we know what we're getting with anti-heroes. I feel like with this is the kind of character who delves into like that. I wouldn't say anti-villain, but it's like he he really does have to do like bad stuff. Like there's like it's interesting how he kind of borders that line. So I'm very excited to see the darkness back on shelves again.
Nice. Yeah, me too. Me too. Great series. So, and a long time coming. So that'll be excellent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip a couple off here, Nicholas. From Boom Studios, we have Minor Arcana issue 12. From Dark Horse, we have Star Wars Tales of the Nightlands issue 3. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories Code Breaker issue 4. Captain Harvey and the Graveyard of Time issue 2. Magic the Gathering Untold Stories Elspeth issue 2. Synthetics Volume 1 issue 2. And then we have a number 1, Miss Truesdale and the Rise of Man, issue 1, written by Mike Mignola with art by Jess Lonergan. And then from Medcave, we have It Killed Everyone But Me, issue 4. The Brian Adams ditty, Look Into My Eyes. Just kidding. That's just a line from one of his songs. We have Look Into My Eyes, issue 5. We have Circus Maximus, issue 2. The first issue really intrigued me, so I'm looking forward to that one. And then we have two number ones. We have our Stained Heart, issue 1, written by Joni Hagg, with art by Stipin Morian. And we have Defenders of Earth, Dark Destiny, issue 1, written by Dan DiDio, with art by Alex Sanchez.
And then from Oni, we got the second issue of Rodney Barnes joint, Crownsville, issue 2, and then Shiver Suspense Stories, issue 1, which is by various artists and writers, one of which will be Melissa Flores, friend of the show. And then from IDW, we got TMNT issue 13, TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures issue 31. Damn, that thing has been understandably so, but that thing has been going for a bit. Star Trek Lower Decks issue 14, Tales of TMNT issue 2, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, The Seeds of Salvation issue 4, and then Street Sharks issue 3. I'll take us through these last three, Joe. Then we got Titan, Blade Runner, Black Lotus, Las Vegas issue 3, Star Wars Insider issue 235, Conan the Barbarian issue 25, and then it says Nouns of Nountown issue 3, but I don't believe it. Ignition, we have The Beauty issue 2. And then from Dynamite, we got The Terminator Metal issue 3. We have been loving this anthology series. Like, we don't do an award for anthology, and like I don't think that's going to ever happen, or we'll list that off. But I if that was a thing for us, this would probably take that award this year. Even through two issues, it's like they're both so fucking good. Then we got Vampirella Armageddon issue 6 and Vampirella issue 7, which brings us to the final new comic book day before Christmas Eve. I guess not before Christmas, but either way, I didn't realize. I was like, oh shit. The week of the 17th, Joe. What do you got for me?
All right, from Marvel Comics, we have The Avengers, issue 33, Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, issue 15, The Mortal Thor, issue 5, Black Cat, issue 5, The Amazing Spider-Man Torn, issue 3, X-Men Book of Revelation, issue 3, Daredevil, Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, issue 2, Radioactive Spider-Man, issue 3, Rogue Storm, issue 3, The Last Wolverine, issue 3, Planet She-Hulk, issue 2, Alien vs. Captain America, issue 2, Star Wars Jedi Knights, issue 10, Omega Kids, issue 3, Battle World, issue 4, Strange Tales, issue 3, and then we just a lone number 1 from Marvel. That's how you know it's a light month when
Mhm.
Marvel is just dropping one new book, and that's Black Panther Intergalactic issue 1, written by Victor LaValle with art by Stefano Nessing.
Did you get a chance yet to read? I didn't. Daredevil, Punisher, The Devil's Trigger. I know Jimmy Palmiotti is writing that series, and we both wanted to check that out. That one. I know when we talked about the first issue, or when the first issue dropped, that one slipped past us.
No, I have not gone back to read the first issue. Got to do that.
Okay. Okay, cool. So by the time the second one comes out, we'll
Yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah.
be checking out both so we can dig in on that. Nice. From DC, we got Absolute Flash issue 10, Nightwing issue 133, Batman Superman World's Finest issue 46, Titans issue 30, Wonder Woman issue 28, Superman the Kryptonite Spectrum issue 5, Superman Unlimited issue 8, Catwoman issue 82. Man, every time I see that number, I'm
You
just
know,
like, fuck, that's crazy. There are some like sleeper ones for DC where it's just like they have been going like Poison Ivy, obviously a book I talked about a while back on the show, but that's in like almost at issue 40, which is like to think for Poison Ivy. Obviously, the Harley Quinn
mm,
show has been massive for her, but geez, the Catwoman is less surprising than Poison Ivy, but to be at 82 is
it's a
surprising.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking awesome. And then we got the Batman Second Night issue 2. And then again, another issue in the DC KO one-on-ones. We got Harley Quinn versus Satana, which is written by Leah Williams with art by Mirka Andolfo.
All right, from Image and Skybound, we have Exquisite Corpses issue 8, G.I. Joe issue 16, The Return of Woltree issue 17, King Spawn issue 51, The Power Fantasy issue 14, Everything Dead and Dying issue 4. What a week for Image. Holy smokes. The
Yeah,
Walking Dead Deluxe issue 127, The Sacrificers issue 18. I still have to go back and read
I
17.
I read those and they were really good. They
No,
were
is it
really
16 and 17?
16 and 17,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. I gotta go read this.
Mhm.
Ghost Pepper, issue 6, Rogue Sun, issue 31, Die Loaded, Die Loaded, issue 2, Salmon Twitch Case Files, issue 20, Kaya, issue 32, Young Blood, Mass Market Edition, issue 2, Artificial, issue 4, The Author Immortal, issue 3, Good is Dead, issue 4, Hectoplasm, Hunt for Bigfoot, issue 3, in a book, Nicholas, that we both should have read by now. This was
Yep,
sent to us a while ago, and we just fucking dropped the ball.
yep,
And that's Wrestle Heist, issue 1, written and drawn by Kyle Starks, a former pro wrestler who has a brush with death, thanks to a crooked promoter, assembles a crew of fellow wrestlers he screwed over to rob him blind during the biggest wrestling event of the year. I mean, this book is so far up my friggin' alley, it's not even funny. And I'm looking at it right here on my desktop. So we will have had this read, obviously. We should have read it already, but this is a book I am very, very, very much looking forward to.
yeah. I'm excited to check this one out, especially with Kyle doing both the art and writing
Mm.
on this series. From Boom, we got VR Troopers issue 5 and VR Troopers Power Ranger Flipbook Facsimile Edition issue 4. From Dark Horse, we got Nocturnals: The Sinister Path issue 4, The Adventures of Lumen N issue 4, and Space Scouts issue 2, which I did enjoy that first issue. And then from you know, Joe, I will. No, I'm not gonna take us through the rest of these. I was like, well, that's a little too many. What do we got from Mad Cave?
I'll take us through a few and then you bring it home, Nicholas, right?
Cool. Sounds
That's
good.
right. Simpatico here. From Mad Cave, we have Dick Tracy, issue 14, Flash Gordon, issue 14, Racer X, issue 4, Terabytes, issue 3, Liquidator, issue 2. And
What a
we've
week.
talked about all these books already.
Yeah.
right, in today's program, right? And terabytes is speaking of anthology series. I know you said like, oh,
Ooh.
should we make an award? We don't need to make an award. If the anthology series is that damn good, then it should be considered for best new series or best
Hmm.
limited series, right?
Hmm. Definitely best
And then
limited series. Actually, that's perfect for that. 100%.
right,
Good call.
and then we have a number one from Mad Cave, The New Space Age, issue one, written by Kenny Porter with art by Mike Becker. From Oni, we have Catacomb of Torment, issue six, High Strangeness, issue three, Yule Tide, issue three,
Yeah.
and then this is probably a misprint, unless because it's the deluxe edition, but it's Adventure Time. Come on, get your friends. Da, 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 da. Finn, wait, Jake the dog and Finn the human. Violet watches the show. I got the song stuck in my head. It's a
Oh,
great program. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
never watched.
Adventure Time, the Bubbling College Special, Deluxe Edition, issue one, written and drawn by Carolyn Cash. So that could be correct. That could be a misprint. So, um, don't yell at us. And then from AWA, we have Aggie issue one, written by Mark Russell, with pencils by ACO and inks by David Lorenzo. Nicholas, take us home.
Yes, I believe that Aggie is a one shot too. So we're
Yeah.
excited. Always excited to check out some Mark Russell stuff, especially over at AWA Studios. From IDW, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Casey Jones issue 3, Starship Godzilla issue 3, TMNT Journeys issue 4, Star Trek: The Last Starship issue 3, 30 Days of Night Falling Sun issue 2, which I believe is the one that Rodney Barnes is writing over there. And then we got Monster High World's Scare issue 5. From Distillery, we got Endeavor issue 2. From Titan, we got Conan the Barbarian issue 27, which I feel like I already mentioned. Did I already mention that? The Savage Sword of Cornan. That's what I get. That's what I get for saying it's fucking.
You should
His
really
name.
say um, Conan, Conan. I don't know. There's you'll figure out your groove.
Okay. The
Cornan.
Savage
I
Sword.
like Cornan. I do like Cornan.
The Seventh Sword of Conan, Reforged, issue 2. And then from Ignition, we have No Place, issue 2. And from Dynamite, we have Supernatural, issue 3. That's probably not correct. And then Space Ghost, issue 6. Harley
Probably not
Quinn,
correct.
Elvira, issue 3. Probably not right. Vampirella. This is the thing. When we get to Dynamite, when we get like later in the month, any month, it start like after 2 weeks. Aside from 2 weeks out, it gets a little dodgy. But we have you guys week to week. Vampirella, issue 8. Gargoyles, Demona, issue 5. Sonya Reborn, issue 4. Dynamite, Blood Red, issue 3. Peter Cannon, Thunderbolt, issue 2. And then we got a Thundercats holiday special, 2025, issue 1, which brings us to Christmas Eve, which is New Comic Book Day this year. Joe, what do you got?
All right. So wow. From Marvel, we have the Amazing
Lightest week.
Spider-Man issue 18. I've never seen Marvel this lean ever.
Mhm.
The Amazing Spider-Man issue 18, Spider-Man 94 issue 4, Star Wars issue 8, Undeadpool issue 3, Expatriate X-Men issue 3, Cloak or Dagger issue 3, X-Vengers issue 3, 1776 issue 2. And then we have two number ones here. So we have The Will of Doom issue 1, written by my Chip Zdarsky, with art by Cafu.
Yep.
I'm very interested to see how Chip tackles Doctor Doom here. This could be excellent, excellent. Of course, this could be excellent. It's Chip, no doubt about it. And then we have Marvel Winter Break Special issue 1, various artists, written by Tim Seeley and Tony Fleece. So the what's the book they did together? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh, Local Man.
Local Man. The Local Man team is back
Yes.
this time over at Marvel. So
Yep.
that's going to be one to check out as well.
Basically, if you like the swimsuit special, this is like your follow up that you're getting. And
Yeah.
Tony.
And what and yeah, I love how you wrote time, Sealy.
Yeah, my bad.
But like, if you're gonna have a swimsuit issue, there's three people you want doing that. One is Chip, and then the other two are Tim and Tony. And let's hope they don't get banned from the printers for this.
from DC, we got Absolute Wonder Woman issue 15, which I believe is the first Absolute Universe crossover issue that we're getting. That is Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman, which is not a spoiler. That has been talked about for a bit. And I think it's also teased at the end of Absolute Wonder Woman issue 14. Then we have Absolute Superman issue 14. Absolute Martian Manhunter makes its return with issue 7. Detective Comics 1104. Justice League Unlimited issue 14. The Flash issue 28. Green Arrow issue 31. Green Lantern issue 30. Immortal Legend Batman issue 5. Harley Quinn issue 57. See, now that one is impressive, less surprising than the Catwoman or the Poison Ivy. Justice League Red issue 5. Batman Static Beyond issue 2. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong volume 2 issue 6. Trinity Daughter of Wonder Woman issue 6. Harley and Ivy Life and Crimes issue 2. And then again, another DC KO one-on-one fight. This is one I'll be checking out, especially because Joshua Williamson is writing it, as well as Scott Snyder. The Joker versus the Red Hood issue 1. What could go wrong, with art by Dustin Nguyen?
The art on that's going to be stellar. From Image and Skybound, we have Void Rivals issue 25, Spawn 371, Skin Breaker issue 4, Radiant Black issue 39, The Rockefellers issue 11, Capes issue 2, Sisterhood, A Hyde Street Story issue 5, Final Boss issue 2, Creep Show issue 4, No Man's Land issue 4, Hornsby and Halo issue 13, Sleep issue 7, I Saw Santa, A Spawn Universe Christmas Story issue 2. Listen, I love a good holiday themed issue as much as the next guy. Y'all can calm your jets with the goddamn Christmas stories. Like, you don't feel like you need to shoehorn, okay, a Santa or a Christmas story in here, right? Like, I like the original, like Dan Moore's, right?
Klaus, yeah, him and Grant
right?
Morrison, obviously.
Excellent, right? I don't need fucking Terminator or Spawn or whatever. I don't like get. I fucking love Christmas as much as the next day. Get that coin out of my face.
I honestly, now that you say that though, I didn't think about this with the Terminator stuff. Like, when it's like, oh, all feel good stuff. Terminator Metal has been fucking grim, and it'd be interesting to see. Oh, it's a nice Christmas story. Nope, not for Terminator.
Right? G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Hama Files Edition, issue 152. And then we have two number ones. We have Mirka Andolfo, Sweet Paprika, Black, White, and Pink Holiday Special, issue 1. And then we have Gray Lady, issue 1, written by Mike Benson and Adam Glass, with art by Ken Lashley.
That's something that I am going to be checking out. I feel like we mentioned this in the November solicit, so it may have gotten pushed back a bit. So I'm not, obviously things happen, not sure why, but I'm excited to check this one out. And it's among the other notes in the solicit, a chilling blend of The Sixth Sense and Ghost. So I will definitely be looking into this one. From Boom, we got Power Rangers Prime issue 13, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend issue 17, The Expanse, A Little Death issue 3, Blink and You'll Miss It issue 4. We've been really enjoying that series from Ethan S. Parker and Griffin Sheridan. From Dark Horse, we got Red Book issue 3, American Caper issue 2, which I liked the first issue. It wasn't like, holy shit, I have to talk about this on the show, but I liked it. And I'm very curious. The ending was a surprising twist. So I'm going to be checking out the second one. Masterminds issue 3, which has just been another great series from Zach Kaplan. Powers issue 20. Powers 25 issue 4. And then The Guy in the Chair issue 3, second issue. Did check that out. Really good. You have not read this at all, right? Okay, so I'm gonna handle that one. Yep, dibs. Now I'm getting the lengthy list over here. What do we got from Mad Cave?
From Mad Cave, we have Gotchaman, issue 15, Gunpowder Prophets, issue 3, Flow, issue 4, Ferocious, issue 2, or Temporal, issue 3, and Red Vector, issue 5. Red Vector, we got some finales, right? I believe both those series are 5-issue.
Orland Red Vector, I believe, yes.
So we'll get some finales coming up. Both tremendous titles. From Oni, We have a Biker Mice from Mars, issue 7. And from IDW, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, issue 83. Event Horizon Dark Descent, issue 4. Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone, issue 5.
So good.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures, issue 32. Return to Sleepy Hollow, issue 2. And then we have a number 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus, issue 1, written by Tom Waltz with art by Asao Escorza.
From Ignition, we got Voyeur issue 3, Roots of Madness issue 3, and then from Dynamite, we got Thundercats issue 22,
Oh!
DuckTales issue 10, The Lion King issue 2, Disney Villains Maleficent issue 3, and then Fire and Ice Necron issue 1, which is written by Sarah Frazetta with art by Jeff Isherwood. And that brings us to New Year's Eve, which I will say it right off the rip, Joe. We do not have any books from DC, according to League of Comic Geeks. We do not have any books coming out from DC on New Year's Eve.
Wow. 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 Wowie,
Mhm.
wow, wow. We do have some from Marvel. We have the Ultimates issue 19, Punisher Red Band issue 4, Marvel Zombies Red Band issue 4, Marvel Knights The World to Come issue 5, The Undead Iron Fist issue 4, Star Wars Boba Fett Black, White, and Red issue 4. That's the other thing. Not every goddamn title needs a black, white, and red fucking series, but whatever. And then we have a couple of number 1s. We have Ultimate Endgame issue 1, written by Dennis Camp with art by Jonas Scarf. Again, the Endgame has arrived, right? We're gonna finally see how the Ultimate Universe wraps up here. We have X-Men Age of Revelation finale issue 1, written by Jed McKay with art by Ryan Stegman. Let's go. Sorcerer Supreme issue 1, written by Steve Orlando with art by Bernard Chang.
And that one has Scarlet Witch as Sorceress Supreme. So, if you've been enjoying Steve Orlando's run with Scarlet Witch, that's something you're going to want to check out. As we mentioned, nothing from DC this week, and also a light week for Image and Skybound. We got Escape issue 5, Feral issue 19, The Lucky Devils issue 6, Spawn The Dark Ages issue 2, Lost Fantasy issue 6, Tin Can Society issue 9, Drawing Blood issue 10, and I, Tyrant issue 6.
All right, I'm just gonna do something real quick. Please bear with me here.
Then I me go.
No, 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 no. This is good. The people like this. Happy
Oh.
New Year. There are no new DC periodicals on your review list. I was checking the box. Did double check?
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
see?
nice. Look
Right?
at you.
From Image and did you do Image and Skybound?
I just did that. Yep.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Sorry, I was
No,
sunburned.
you're good. You're
From Boom Studios, we have Miriam Heretic issue 3 and Mary Sue issue 3. And then we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zord Quest issue 1, written by Joey Esposito with art by Gavin Smith.
The only thing I want to note with this, because I think this is something I'm going to want to check out in the synopsis, to regain their confidence of talking about the Rangers, they'll each have to go on a spiritual quest of discovery to the breathtaking landmarks that their Zords call home. So I'm willing to, it sounds like it's going to be like, Jason goes to this spot, Kimberly goes to this spot, and we spend like an issue with each Ranger. I am intrigued with this. So I'll check out the first issue and probably the second guaranteed.
I'll be putting your Power Ranger stuff in the mail, by the way, this week.
Oh, you're going to put it in the mail?
Well, what am I going to see before Christmas?
Well, okay, yeah, I know, but it's just like it's a hassle for you. That's why I say that.
Oh, don't worry about it. And I realized too that the the little mount that it's on, it's not a mount. It's designed so that you can run a belt through it and you can wear it, like a Ranger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
nice.
It came out really dope. It came out really dope.
I'm very excited to have those. Thank you. It was
right.
very thoughtful of you. All right, from Dark Horse.
Just take us home, Nicholas. Just take us home here.
Cool, because there's really not a whole hell of a lot else. From Dark Horse, we got Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch Rogue Agents issue 1, which is written by Michael Morisi, with pencils by Reese Hannigan and inks by Elisabetta D'Amico. And I do want to note Reese Hannigan, Gary Maloney was at New York Comic Con speaking very highly of Reese. I think he's also a fellow Irishman, so somebody to keep your eyes on. And then from Oni, we got Skin Police 2 issue 4, Wild West Wild West COW Boys of Moo Mesa issue 4, and then this is not right because we already talked about Thundercats Lost issue 10, and it says it's coming out here. There's no way that's correct. This is what happens. I don't know why, but all right. What a lackluster way to end the final sports of the year. God damn it. Yes, but that is going to do it for us with this one. That is the final solicit of 2025. We will round out the year with our annual, but that we got a little bit of time before that. Mix in at least one main line, maybe 3. Maybe we have a Friar side chat, one more around the year out. You never know. Didn't mention it off the rip because we were moving so fast to start things off. We got caught in the Chinese food conversation. But if you haven't already subscribed to the show, leave a 5-star rating and review. 5 stars only. Otherwise, you'll learn the real meaning of Backracker. And if you've stumbled across us over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to us there. Joe, I think that's it. So until next week.
Don't take a break. Keep reading, baby. My mic fell, it's driving me nuts.